I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't look different.
Yeah.
You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
I think he's too small. But then again, I thought he was too small for Spence. So shows what I know. So I don't know. I think that's a lot of weight class jumping.
Paulie Malignaggi, the Magic Man, former two-division world champion, and now one of boxing's most outspoken analysts, has dropped a bold theory shaking up the Canelo Alvarez narrative. According to Malignaggi, Canelo's fame, size, and power aren't the real story. Beneath the surface, he says, lies a fatal flaw. A weakness so deep that Terence Crawford, a man from 3 weight classes below, could not only beat Canelo, but systematically dismantle him.
This is for Round 8 Boxing. Delighted, joined with Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie, how are you, mate?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. We're going to talk a little bit about the Canelo Crawford fight coming up. On paper, it should be the fight of the year. What are your thoughts on this fight?
On paper, it's the most talked about fight of the year. I think. I mean, I don't know what. You're telling me it's on paper it's a fight of the year. Why do you think the fight is a fight of the year? Just because of the popularity, or do you think stylistically? I think stylistically the fight's horrible. I don't think the fight's going to be good at all. But you know, it's 2 big names. It's I think the public have become accustomed to just matching big names that just create star power. We used to match styles in boxing. We used to try to put together, you know, fighters that, you know, we thought would make good fights. Now we just, if one guy's popular, another guy's popular, say, okay, let's just make them fight.
Saul Canelo Alvarez. More than a fighter, he's an icon, a brand, the golden face of boxing. His power has carried him across divisions, collecting titles from junior middleweight all the way to light heavyweight. And now, standing across from him is Terence Bud Crawford, the quiet assassin from Omaha, a pound-for-pound nightmare, the first male boxer in the 4-belt era to become undisputed in 2 different weight classes. His perfect 41-0 record isn't just impressive. It's historic that on paper, the matchup seems impossible. The weight, the size, the power, everything favors Canelo. Most experts dismiss it instantly. But one voice refuses to agree. Paulie Malignaggi sees something everyone else overlooks. He believes Crawford isn't just a better boxer, he's a more complete fighter. And the key lies in Canelo's hidden flaw, his inability to adjust. Malignaggi points to a clear pattern. Against truly elite, high IQ opponents, Canelo struggles. Look back at the Mayweather fight. Young, strong, confident, yet completely outclassed. Mayweather exposed his one-dimensional approach. Years later, the same story repeated with Dimitri Bivol, a calm, technical fighter who uses jab, footwork, and discipline to neutralize Canelo completely. Round after round, Canelo tried the same plan and nothing changed.
Sometimes it doesn't even matter the weight class, so I'm not really crazy about the fight, to tell you the truth. But yeah, it's a lot of fanfare. Crawford is, I think, starting to gain a little bit of favoritism. When at first it seemed like he would be too small, and yeah, there's a lot to talk about. In this particular fight, though, I think Crawford is better than Canelo in every way, except the fact that there's a natural size difference for Canelo. I mean, listen, at first glance, to be the smaller man is never a good thing. But, you know, there's situations where you can be a little bit quicker, maneuver a little bit better, and, you know, sort of be the sharper boxer. The negative thing is you got to work harder, because you know, clinching and holding to rest is not an option anymore, because the bigger man in the clinches can prevent you from resting, can make it physical. It's a lot harder to hurt a bigger guy, and a bigger guy will hurt you more than what you're used to being hit with, you know? So there's a lot more negatives than positives. That's why it's always special when a guy goes up in weight classes and accomplishes things. I think it's mainly financial. Legacy-wise, it turns into legacy-wise, because, you know, Canelo's been allowed to sort of create a bigger legacy than I think he really should have. I mean, he's been able to avoid his mandatory contenders like Benavidez for years, and never had, you know, could always pick and choose his opponents. So, you know, you create a legacy in that way, but you know, so is it a fake legacy? I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty good legacy, but IQ, you know, ring IQ. Crawford is a very good decision maker in the ring. He's got a lot of ability, obviously, but his ability to think in there is is on par with the Mayweathers of the world. You know, he's a very, very high fight IQ, and his decision making is and versatility in there is what makes him really good.
Paulie's criticism cuts deep. He argues that when Canelo's usual power-based approach fails, everything falls apart. There's no adjustment, no plan B, just frustration. As Paulie bluntly puts it, Canelo tends to accept a loss rather than fight to change the tide. But Malignaggi's take goes beyond strategy. It's personal, rooted in years of tension and controversy. Their feud traces back to one of boxing's most debated moments, Canelo's positive test for a banned substance before his rematch with Gennady Golovkin. Canelo blamed contaminated meat, but Paulie never bought it. He's been openly skeptical ever since, once saying, "If it took a failed drug test to realize Canelo's on something, then you're a fool." To Paulie, that instant forever stained Canelo's legacy. It also shapes how he views the Mexican star's dominance, as something built on physicality, not pure skill. And when that edge is neutralized, he believes Canelo gets exposed. What's interesting is that Paulie wasn't always in Crawford's corner. At first, he dismissed the idea of Bud moving up, saying the size gap made the fight unrealistic, something only casual fans would entertain. But then, something changed.
Crawford, I know what you feel about Canelo, but what do you feel about that particular fight? Which it sounds like it probably took 100 to 150 million, maybe each, in order for Turkey to get that fight.
It doesn't really listen. It's gonna be a fight that people want to watch again, because again, it's something that people generate and talk about. Canelo's very popular. At this point, if he fights my sneaker, it's going to generate 1 million pay-per-views, right? So when Canelo
That night changed everything. When Terence Crawford dominated the undefeated Errol Spence Jr., it wasn't just a win, it was a dismantling. He walked Spence down, countered at will, and controlled every second. For Paulie, that fight proved size doesn't matter when skill is at sharp. Crawford's ring IQ, timing, and adaptability made brute strength irrelevant. From that moment, Paulie stopped seeing Crawford as too small and started seeing him as the one fighter smart enough to expose Canelo's limits.
has been put in tough situations in the moments where he's had to really dig down, what has he done? He hasn't really dug down and gone for broke in fights where he's been losing. He just kind of accepted the loss.
Like Bivol?
We saw that with Floyd too, or early on with Floyd too. People will say that he was young, but he never really took a risk in the Floyd fight once he was outclassed. He just accepted it, like, all right, this guy's outclassed.
He now draws a clear comparison between what Floyd Mayweather did to Canelo years ago and what Terence Crawford could do today. Like Mayweather, Crawford has elite timing, sharp counterpunching, and unmatched distance control, but with one crucial difference. He's far more ruthless. Where Mayweather would dominate and outclass opponents over 12 rounds, Crawford smells blood and goes for the finish. Paulie argues that Crawford would follow the same blueprint that Mayweather used, neutralizing Canelo's power with angles, movement, and precision, but then turn up the heat. He envisions Crawford controlling the pace, switching stances seamlessly, confusing Canelo, and forcing him into frustration. Round after round, Crawford would chip away at Canelo's confidence until the bigger man breaks. I end Paulie's mind. This isn't a battle of size or strength. It's the purest form of boxing chess. A brilliant technician dismantling a power puncher who can't adjust. He believes Crawford's 41-0 record isn't just a number. It's proof of an evolving genius who learns and adapts faster than anyone in the sport. So now the question looms. Is Paulie Malignaggi exposing the truth about Canelo that fans have long ignored? Or is this the fiery opinion of a critic who has never been afraid to challenge boxing's sacred cows? Either way, his claim has reignited one of the sport's most heated debates, and the boxing world is watching closely.